day, everybody. Merry meet. My name is Glennis. I'm the Witch of Whitetail Hollow. If you're new here, well, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I hope you consider subscribing and joining me for my craziness. And if you're returning, well, gosh, it's so nice to have you. And thank you so much for coming back. I've got a little bit of a witchy haul, and I've actually done better this time. Usually I go and I shop, and of course I smudge everything and get everything cleansed, and then I start using things before I start sharing it with you guys. But this time I did a little bit better. So wow. So first I want to say I've got my Mercury retrograde candle happening here. I'm always trying to, kind of remember that and keeping that in mind, because I have a lot of stuff going on, and even though I've told you guys, don't sign any contracts, don't do anything rash, well, I should take my own advice, because I haven't signed anything yet, but I'm going to have to be very, very careful in the next couple of weeks. I'll just put it to you that way, and I'll clue you guys in when things kind of progress, and I'll definitely let you know. But and what else we've got happening here is, and of course I have my prosperity candle from my dear special friend who I just love dearly, and that's all I'm going to say about them. They know who they are. So, and I always keep them in my mind. And then this, pay no attention to that. But anyway, on to my witchy haul. Some of it's witchy and some of it's not. Some of it's, things that I found when I was going through. Maybe you guys remember, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, maybe you don't remember, I don't know. But I've kind of downsized into a very, very much smaller house, and I had a couple of storage units. Well, a couple of weeks ago, finally, I was able to get rid of one of the storage units and tighten up on the other one, and I went through boxes, and oh my goodness. And so I have a few found treasures, and really, really old found treasures that I knew was there, and I still have a lot of stuff there that I kind of want to get to. But anyway, but on to my haul. So I just can't seem to pass up a fabric. And part of this, part of my witchy haul is over there too. I forgot it. Anyway, don't ever accuse me of being too organized. But anyway, I can't ever seem to pass up a fabric. This came from a Goodwill witchy haul, and all of this, all of this is actually from Goodwill. And I am so notoriously frugal. Not only can you go and maybe something that's tagged orange or yellow or red or whatever, you can either get it for 99 cents or like half off. And then on top of if I go just any day of the week, it's 10% off on top of the discount. And then if I go on Wednesday, I get 20%. But anyway, I found this. And, again, I can always use a fabric to work on, because, there's spills and, and plus the new cabin that I'm going to be working on in the near future up at the Hollow. I'm kind of in my mind already starting to buy a little bit for it and decorate for it a little bit. So with this is probably a few of the colors that's going to be happening at the Hollow. There's a little bit of floral in here, a little bit. I don't do too many florals on fabrics, but every once in a while to bring a floral out in a fabric is not always a bad thing. But there's navies and deep reds and green yellows, but the hem is scalloped. Not sure if you guys can see that, but it's scalloped a little bit. And really, if you wanted it to be a little bit brighter, you could turn it on the other side. But anyway, I don't know, for like $2, you can't beat that for $2. And I'll just throw that there. And then what we have here is a little wooden sled, and it's one of those things that I'm going to have to take my sander to, because, I mean, this is like so 1980, right? But I'm going to take my sander to and get rid of all of this. And as some of you know, I do painting a little bit myself. And I do actually barnwood signs, distressed barnwood signs, and I've sold quite a few of them. But again, that's another video. I want to actually video some of them before they're gone forever. But yeah, I'm gonna sand the pattern off of this, repaint it, and maybe do a Christmas tree snow scene, something like that for me to hang up. Again, probably here, but definitely at the Hollow. And of course, again, this was 99 cents, and half off of that, 50 cents for a little trick-or-treat, little Halloween tea towel, hand towel. And I know I've shared with you guys before the big cabinet that I'm going to redo. Well, I'm still going to redo it, and I actually got the frame for it that I've forgotten. But I've got a frame for it, and it's going to get framed out, and it's going to be a witch's apothecary, and a couple of these things are going to go on it. This being one of it. This is just a little, I've got to get the goo off of it, but not sure if you can see it, but it says Witch's Brew. And this, again, this was something like $1. I mean, there's just no way that I could find a bottle like this with the label for $1. But I got that. And another thing that's going to go on the shelf is there's a little set of, and these are wooden books. Again, this stuff all came from Goodwill. It's just, I couldn't have made these myself for $1. There's just no way. But it's just a little shelf sitter. Just something that you can use to bring a little bit of height to something, or to bridge the gap. And I found another little owl. I think he's a little chipped, but that's okay. It's a ceramic thing with a little hole in the back. And again, cheap, and he probably will stay, once I get moved up to the Hollow, he probably will stay in my witchy room. And of course, candles here. I don't know how many is in here, but a lot of candles. And you know me and candles. And again, for $1.99, I mean, there's just no way I could pass that up. And I found some gray candles. And these were $2.99, and I'm sure I didn't spend all of $2.99 on it. There's 4 of them. And to me, they look gray, but then I look at them again, and they look like they could be kind of lavender. But anyway, candles, of course. And I found, oh yay, it's a brand new mortar and pestle. It's marble. And again, for, I think it was like less than $5. And then plus my 20% off, I mean, something like this I can't pass up. So you always need a mortar and pestle. And I found this lady, and I don't know, it's something, I mean, I don't do much for like dust collectors. I don't like a lot of little knicky-knacks, but there's something about her, and to me, I like the colors, or the lack of colors thereof, but to me, she looks very calm, she looks very peaceful, and she kind of reminds me of the Maiden. Just, very sweet, very nice, just having a great super day. And although she's way taller than I ever will be, I don't know, I just thought she was quite nice. And I got her. And then, a really basic, super basic marble spoon rest. Because you just never know, right? Oh, and a broom. It was still wrapped up, although the smell of cinnamon had long since gone, thankfully, because I don't necessarily like something strong, so much strong in the house. And I got this, again, I think it was like $1. And I got this. It's a little candle holder, back candle holder. I mean, you know, it's going to be Halloween soon, and I'm going to be right into it. And I found this in storage, and it's a very old key. Not sure if you guys can see it. This is the tag. This is exactly how I found it. There's an old tag on it. Not sure if you guys can see that. An old tag on it, and a really super old envelope. Although it doesn't have any postage or postmark on it. This came from one of my boxes that was at my grandmother's. And if you guys don't know, and how would you know, my grandmother, of course, I was very close to her, and she was a genealogist. Now, this was before Ancestry.com and all of the ways that you can look things up online, but she was one of those people that would think nothing of going on vacation and going to historic cemeteries, making lists, going back home, and then compiling them into a book for other people to do their research. And that was how she earned her living. And she was the editor for, gosh, over 20 years of the Deep South Genealogical Society Quarterly. And she and my mother wrote and printed up many books. And again, it's just research. It's nothing that you want to sit and read at bedtime. But they thought nothing of going and doing that. But anyway, this is the envelope is, and gosh, I don't think I'm going to get in any trouble saying anyone's name here. I don't know. But this is from Mr. Porter. I'll not say his first name. And he's a Route 3 and a box number. And that's from Daphne, Alabama, which is right outside of Mobile, which is where I was born and raised. And it says my grandmother's name. And in parentheses here, it says, "We'll pick up." So this is the key that she's going to pick up. And this is the key to the Pomeroy Marshburn Magnolia Cemetery, Mobile, Alabama. And this key belongs to Mr. Porter. It says, if Mr. Porter cannot be located, return to Miss Nickel. And it gives her address in Ruston, Louisiana. And back here it's Mr. Porter's name and his address. So I thought that this is a really super old, I believe it's brass. It looks to be brass. A super old brass key. And so more than likely I'll cleanse that and keep this. And not only will it be kind of like a tribute to my grandmother and all of the work that she did on my ancestral altar, but also as honoring Hecate and her keys. So I hope everyone enjoyed the haul, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And again, thank you so much for joining me. And if you haven't already, if you're new here, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and join me. I try to post as often as I can, and some weeks, more or less. And some things you may want to see, some things you may not. Hey, it's a mixed bag around here. But definitely subscribe and join me. And with that, I will say merry part. And I really hope to merry meet again. Bye, guys.